You've probably heard about LPT Realty, but what you might not know is why so many agents are so urgent to get to LPT Realty. And it's the fastest growing brokerage in real estate history for a reason. We're going to unpack the top 5 reasons right here for you in this video. I'm here with my buddy and business partner, Andrew Vos, and together we have recruited hundreds of agents to LPT and thousands more that are coming behind that in every single state that LPT is opening in. And so from our experience, right, because you can probably guess as to what makes LPT amazing. We have plenty of videos that break down all the details, but these are the top 5 things that we see over and over again. It's recurring. So, Andrew, why don't you talk to us a little bit about what you're seeing? I know one of the first things you mentioned was the marketing tools.
Yeah, so when we were making the decision to move over in December 2022, that was the big thing, right? Like, I believe, if your marketing and branding are completely different things, right? One is paid for, one is your aura that you've walked into a place, people recognize you by
Yeah.
name, business, character, charisma, whatever you want to, you're recognized by. And if you hear a squeaky toy, that is not my kid, that is my puppy, just over there, not destroying stuff. So I'm happy about that. But so the marketing tools that they have was we're really attracted to them because I looked at marketing, everything's cyclical, everything goes in phases, right? Sometimes you can get people, they'll be in a phase where they'll click on every ad that's put in front of their face, digital
Yes.
marketing. And then they'll say, man, I really miss that belly to belly relationship. So then they go back to that and they want a handwritten letter, or they want to open up a piece of mail, or they want to go to a networking event or something like that, right? Like there's everything's cyclical. So I knew, like, with the market changing, even though I've never been here before, I guess I made a calculated assumption that people were going to want interaction, especially coming out of COVID, a couple years later. People are like thriving for the interaction, right? Even the younger generation, they're like trying to get out there and go do stuff. The baby boomers, they've always been out there, so just trying to bring it all together. So I was like, when I saw them, and their listing Power Tools box, it was just a no-brainer. It was amazing. Get your agents out there beating the streets. If you are the agent, you're out there creating those relationships, and it's comes with like 168 items on every listing. That's 168 or 166, sorry, different impressions or opportunities to create more relationships. So,
100%. And that's the thing, whether you're a solo agent who is like, hey, I don't want to have to reinvent the wheel every single time I take a listing, but I do want to effectively market it and be able to win listings based on my marketing performance and sell that listing faster and then leverage that into more listings. Awesome. This is a done for you tool for that. And then the same thing works as if you're a team leader or a broker where you go, hey, listen, every listing, every time it runs the exact same way. The second thing that we talked about was agent choice. So for me, here's one of the big things for me is agent choice is the underlying theme of all of LPT, from the compensation plan to whether or not you want to have a monthly fee that has real tangible benefits like healthcare and
AM cards, Real Scout. Sorry.
Zoodelio, all these
Yeah.
different things. No, you're right. And it's got smart zip leads, all these different things. All that looks like, hey, I can go without it or I need it. The difference is that every other brokerage, you don't have that choice. It's here it is, take it or like it, pay for it whether you like it or not, pay for
Yep.
it whether you use it or not. Doesn't matter. At LPT, you have the choice. I love that.
Yeah, and then the choices of technology that they're rolling out, like Follow Up Boss, Lofty, KV Core, choice of transaction management systems, SkySlope or Dot Loop. You
Yep.
just whatever. So they're doing their, obviously they can't cover everything, but they're doing the most used technologies in the real estate space and saying, hey, we know that your transition coming over from your other brokerage may be tough. Let's make it a little bit easier for you so you don't have to learn a new transaction management system or a new CRM. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing that's really standing out to people, and this is probably my favorite part of it, and the thing that I've brought people into the brokerage and attracting them with is that it's real estate first. A lot of people are fatigued with the cloud-based brokerage that's just focused on recruiting and building your downline. I mean, I can't tell you the number of agents that have come to me and said, Isaac, it's so refreshing that LPT is focused on real estate. Yes, revenue share exists. Yes, we get stock awards, all those things, but the primary focus is on helping me sell more real estate. And there's a lot of agents that I've brought over from bigger cloud-based brokerages, bigger at the moment, that is, cloud-based brokerages that are like, yeah, I came in and I jump on a weekly mastermind similar to yours, but they're telling me to make agent calls and to go recruit agents all the time. I'm still trying to learn how to, not put my Christmas presents on credit cards.
Yeah.
Can you help me with that?
If you're an influencer, you're probably not going to love this model, right? Because you're going to want people to come over. You're going to want them to just come over and be straight network marketers, just recruit, recruit,
Yep.
recruit. Just to kind of hit on your point again, like people are sick of like the recruit, recruit, recruit. I'm still actively selling, not as much as I was, right? Because I am focused 50% of the time on recruiting, 50% of the time on real estate. But everybody's got to contribute to the company. I mean, there's other companies out there where they're making 100 to $200,000 a month, and all they're paying into the company is an $85 a month fee. You
Hmm.
get what I'm saying? Where here, everybody's got to pay their $15,000 cap. So it kind of builds that culture. Well, I might as well just sell a few houses a year. I'm gonna have to pay the cap anyways, you know? So I mean, why not? And if you're as good as you can be, you can do recruiting and you can sell real estate, right? One's gonna outweigh the other, but real estate first, I love it, and that's always been the focus. When I was talking with Robert Palmer for the very first time in person, he was like, "Just want to let you know, you can come over here and recruit, and that's why we built the model for the revenue share, but you'll never be on one of my stages talking about how much revenue share you make." And I'm like, "That's fair,
I love
cool, I
that.
respect that." Yeah,
Yeah, because at these other brokerages, the monsters, the people that have the most influence that are highlighted the most, it's because of
yeah,
how many people they've recruited, not are you any good at selling real estate? Now, sometimes they do both, right? Like I have buddies that are in these organizations, they sell a lot of real estate and they have these huge downlines. But I also have buddies in those same organizations who sell a lot of real estate, don't have big downlines, and you wouldn't even know they existed in that platform.
yeah.
Right. As a matter of fact, you and I spoke with one of those guys in California not too long ago. All right. So the fourth thing that we found is innovative leadership. So we won Innovator of the Year, LPT, in its second year of existence as a brokerage, won Inman's Award for Innovator of the Year because of all the things we're doing with hybrid share, with LPT Connect 2.0, with listing power tools. Now we have things like 2.0 actually rolling out, the collab edition of listing power tools, the Ascend initiative, right? AI powered training, all these different things. And that doesn't come from out of thin air. It comes because we have an innovative, forward thinking leadership group. And so, what I'm experiencing with a lot of people coming over is when they have the opportunity to meet with Robert, they like LPT's model. They're like, okay, cool. I understand it. I get it. It's a cloud based brokerage. There's this, there's that. It's got these free tools. And then they meet Robert, they meet Michael, they meet Hodge, right? And they meet Lewis and they're like, whoa, these people think ahead of the curve. So when I say it's not the fastest growing brokerage in US history because by accident, it's a lot of because these people think ahead. They look at the model of other brokers and go, how can we improve on that
Yeah.
and deliver that to the agents?
Everything rises and falls off leadership. And I mean, the dudes never stop. Like they're always rolling out something. They just announced we're going to be in all 50 states, two countries by the end of the year. Oh, the two countries I think are coming after the first of the year, but all 50 states for the rest of this year. The new Aperture luxury brokerage that they're launching under LPT Holdings, which is going to help the stock value for LPT agents and Aperture agents. So yeah, the innovation part is huge. I mean, and I'm just going to call it out. I mean, I love the company, but EXP, they stopped innovating. They stopped really like focusing, how do we help our agents sell more real estate? How do we get more tools into their hands? It was all about recruiting, and some of it was a little bit of ego. I felt like, like nobody's going to come and do what we did. And um I yeah, when you stop innovating, you basically die. and to be only 2 years old and win that award when we're standing next to a company that's 13 or 15 years old, and there's a company right next to them that's 8 or 10 years old, and we're only 2 years in. I mean, that says a lot about our leadership. So,
It does. Their ability to see and look at the industry and say, hey, here's what's needed and here's how to deliver on that. And it's
yeah,
one thing to sit back and be an armchair quarterback, right? And go, hey, this is what they should do. Here's how they could have done it better. And I'm sure there's thousands of agents, individual brokers all across the US, Canada, looking at models like EXP going, oh, they could do this better and they should have done this. Awesome. How many of them actually set out to do it in an environment where interest rates were going up and we saw a close to 40% decline in unit volume, right? Like we went from 6.5 million to 4 million sales the same 12-month period that LPT opened. Like that takes a lot of risk tolerance and also a lot of vision. And once you meet Robert, you realize it wasn't dumb luck, it was strategic. And that's huge. The last thing is this. It's you called it the ecosystem. And what I love about the ecosystem is what most people refer to or kind of what people are excited about too is access. It's access to other producers. It's this platform where one, you do have the incentive because of revenue share and stock to invest in and partner with and share openly with people inside your organization. But even more than that, because the way the LPT is structured, you're not creating these little silos where, Andrew and I aren't even in the same downline.
yeah.
Most people don't know this because we work so closely together, but we still share all that information. We jump on calls. We make cold calls together. We create content together, obviously. And that's the nature of LPT. So again, enhanced further is that the access that you're granted is company wide, not just who you named as your sponsor and happens to be up there that's paying attention.
Yeah, and if you want, I think this is a great segue. If you want a little bit of taste of that, we actually help host a Circle Mastermind group that's the second and the fourth Tuesday of every month. So if you're interested, I'm sure Isaac's going to drop it in the link below or
Absolutely.
caption below. But we would love to have you. There's no strings attached. It's brokerage agnostic. Of course, we do talk about, we do have LPT agents. Some of them are doing trainings. So they may talk about the tools and systems and processes we have. But really, you could take that and unpack that and use that at any brokerage you want. Obviously, we'd love for you to work with us, but it's free training. And like you said, it's all top producers, people that are actually in production or an expert in their craft. So,
And by the way, as of this recording, we don't even put a registration on this thing, right? That link's going to take you directly to push one button and you're in the call. So turn your camera off if you're afraid that someone's going to see you inside. It's not an LPT thing. It's a circle thing. It's an access thing. And that's one of the things that I think has been really powerful for me, my team, right? We're actually merging with a team out of Arizona to grow. And it came through that mastermind. It was, our buddy Keith. I don't even know if you know this. He's expanding his team into San Diego with us.
I didn't
And
know that.
so, yeah,
That's
I'm going to fold up my team, take on his brand, and operate with them here. So, I mean, and I know he's in your organization, so like we're even more interlocked than we were before.
yeah.
So, kind of coming in for a landing here is this: your call to action is here. What of those things stand out to you, and what you should be thinking if you're watching this video is really clear. Do you have access to amazing marketing that's really dialed in, that's developed specifically for helping you win more business, sell homes faster, and leverage your sales into more sales on the both digital and physical side? So do you have access to that? Is it seamless? Is it easy to access? Is it free and or extremely discounted? Because at LPT it is. The next thing is, do you have a choice or are you being boxed in? Do you have the ability to choose a different compensation plan than the one you're on today? Or do you have to kind of like build up the courage to go talk to your broker and ask for a higher split and come up with all these thousand reasons? Or can you just adjust your plan based on your business? Because at LPT, you can. Is your brokerage or the group inside your brokerage focused on selling real estate first and leveraging as much resources, time, energy, and tools to helping you sell more real estate? Or is it focused on something else? Is it focused on ancillary services? Is it focused on forcing you to recruit and otherwise you're a lazy butt, right? Because I hear this a lot. Think about that. The other thing you want to think about is your leadership pushing forward? Are they looking around corners trying to solve problems that they know are coming down the pipe? Right? Talk about the BBA changes in August, right? For all of us that happened on August 17th. That happened different places at different times. But how about LPT doing 10 days straight of live webinars every single day for 10 days to make sure everyone is prepared. They were all recorded, cataloged, transcribed, all that. Is your brokerage thinking ahead, creating tools to solve tomorrow's problems today? That's an important thing. And then lastly, in your brokerage, when you go ask somebody for help, is this what they do? Do they box you out and say, no, this is mine, like a dog around their bowl of food? Or do they open and have open hands and open arms to you to share an open playbook on your side? If those things are not 100% true at your brokerage, you have to do this. Go into the description below, click that link to book one-on-one time with me and Andrew. We'll walk you through what we're experiencing, how it'll fit into your business, and how us being your sponsors, because you could choose both of us being your sponsors inside this organization would only supercharge everything else that LPT provides. Andrew, anything else to add before we get out of here?
I don't. Let's go. Let's
Sweet,
roll
brother.
out.
Awesome. We'll see you next time.